So how did you meet these people?
James came over to an auction we had over in Casey County. We sold a bunch of equipment.
Yeah.
And so he came up and talked to me and asked me, about, he basically told me he had all these tractors and stuff for sale. And I was like, I know this guy that, he sells some tractors.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's how I called you.
Everybody's got to be known for something.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I know when we talked to him on the phone, he talked like maybe he had 100 tractors or something. And you've been here and got a sneak peek, right?
Yeah, I got to come last June and take some pictures, and it's pretty cool. There's a little bit of everything: John Deere, Massey Ferguson, Case, International.
Now, did he have a show here?
Yeah, his dad, Lewis Garrison, had a show for, 10, 12 years. A lot of people would come. I think they had like 1,000 people show up to their show.
Wow.
So it was a pretty cool deal.
Yeah, that's super cool. Well, gosh, it looks like here it is.
Yeah, we're here. Yeah.
All right, well, let's pull in here and see what he's got.
Sounds like a plan.
It's always like an adventure,
Yeah, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Good deal.
Hey, James.
Hey.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
This is Kurt. I think you talked to him on the phone.
Nice to meet you, James.
Nice
to meet you.
Yeah. So Matt tells me you got quite a tractor collection.
There's a few around here.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I'd rather look at tractors than eat.
Yeah.
You like to eat too, don't you?
Yeah, I like to eat too. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at them.
All right. I'll go in and raise the door.
All right. We'll meet you around.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's all right, isn't it?
Man, you got them in here now. Looky here.
We have a whole other building full of John Deere's too.
Oh man, this is incredible. So did your dad restore all these, or?
He had a fellow by the name of Dwayne Corbin that worked on most of these tractors, and Dad had been buying tractors probably around 30 years of restoring and stuff. And
Did he buy a lot of them local, or?
He about anywhere and everywhere you can think of.
Well, that's like a true tractor man.
Yeah. He
I don't think he was partial to any one color. It doesn't look like.
no, he liked them all, but he had some favorites.
What were his favorites?
High crops.
High crops, yeah.
He liked the high crops, and the 330 John Deeres. They were kind of special to him.
You got more than one?
I thought, about four.
About four.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Every seller's got something that's important to them. What's important to you on this?
I want to see my father honored. With this sale.
It's fortunate. Matt and I have been buddies for several years, and we're both in MarkNet Alliance, and he's here local, and we can bring in some tractor expertise, and be a pretty good team. One of the first processes that we do once we start this is we've got to get everything out and take great photographs and do good catalog descriptions, and then we move everything back in, and that's the way to do it right.
That's what myself and our family, and it's important to us that it get done right.
Sure. All right. Well, we'll go look at some more tractors with you, and we'll keep talking.
He got into tractors as a child. He was raised on a farm just very close here. They had a tractor on the farm that in the collection up here that he was raised up with, and he just had a love for tractors like I've never seen. Later on, he got to collecting some of the high crops. They were eye catchers. He would take them and go on tractor rides. He would end up always trying to take one of the real tall tractors. It seemed to get a lot of attention. The tractor shows was everybody was involved in that. That went on, like I say, for many years, and they would come from other states, bring tractors to show. People would, or he had bought tractors from, would show up for the shows just to be around them, and it turned out to be a really big deal. We would always have a parade at all the tractor shows. it would come down around this lake and across this bridge. Always they would have People's Choice Awards on the tractors, you know, people that came in with their tractors, and there was always games being played with tractors, and where you drive across boards and try to keep an egg on the spoon. And we had some obstacle courses, blindfold tractor driving. That went on for a few years. That kind of didn't last too long. When you get a lot of really competitive people, that can get kind of wild. We're just a close family, and been raised up around these tractors just like myself. You know, it's been part of our life for a long time. Dad really enjoyed seeing the grandchildren as he got older enjoy the tractors. Grandchildren all really have a lot of good memories of their grandfather and the tractors. You know, it's not easy to let go of a collection that he loved so much. There's a whole lot of memories.
Today we're here in Greensburg, Kentucky, and we're visiting the collection of the estate of Lewis Garrison. There's probably over 100 tractors here from every brand: John Deere, International, Minneapolis, Moline, Oliver, Alice, Case, Massey, Gibson, Silver King, you name it. It's all here. There's a lot of different configurations of tractors, high crops. You know, one focus on this collection is there's one-row tractors, which was big in this area for tobacco production. So we're going to see some offset Fords and some 330 John Deeres and Super 44 Olivers and 130 Internationals, VAS cases. Those are all special purpose tractors for one-row equipment, and Lewis really put together maybe one of the more complete collections of that. There's also a great truck collection from the 30s up into the 60s, a Dodge Power Wagon and some other four-wheel drive trucks, as well as a few cars. This is really a varied collection, some great restorations on a lot of these tractors. It's going to be a fun auction. We're here working with some good friends of ours, the Ford Brothers Auction Company out of Kentucky here. We've been good friends for years, and they're here local, and we've pulled them in to help on this. It's a big project. We're here cataloging today, pulling all the tractors out and getting good photographs and writing down details. So we're going to show you some more. Want you to come with us. We've done hundreds of antique tractor auctions, but I think this is the very first time we've actually got 4 John Deere 330s on the same auction. Since we're in tobacco country and these were so popular for that one-row row crop, I'm sure that's where Lewis found most of these tractors was locally. You know, they only built 844, a little under 850 330 John Deeres, and it's rare to find them. It's the smallest tractor of the 30 series. It tends to be one of the hardest ones for people to fill that slot in whenever they're collecting the 30 series tractors. This is a model VAS case, and as far as the V series case tractors go, I think they were produced from 42 to 55. This is a pretty low production tractor. If you'll notice, it sets higher and it's offset. So it's especially designed for one-row use. Mr. Garrison actually had a pair of these tractors that he bought off of 2 sisters that had bought them new for their farming operations. So this is Miss Lulu. The other tractor is Miss Bernice. He was actually able to get the pair and keep them together and get them restored. You know, but as far as case tractors go, this is a really hard to find model, and it's pretty desirable. Gibson tractors were one of those companies that started up right after World War II, whenever it was hard for farmers to get tractors. Gibsons were made in Longmont, Colorado, and they were there to fill that need that John Deere and International and Oliver couldn't, because the demand was so high after the war. This is probably one of the more desirable Gibson models. This is a Model I, and this is a 6-cylinder Hercules engine. That was pretty big horsepower at the time that these tractors came out. We've also got a Model H in this collection, which is the 4-cylinder model. Just a little smaller. This is probably, this is one of the bigger stature Gibsons that you're going to find. These tractors actually went down to a small 1-cylinder, which was kind of a big garden tractor that steered with a lever and not a steering wheel. So it's a neat company. I think they made really stylistic and well-designed tractors, and this big 6-cylinder is kind of one to have.